Walk, the league leader in employment for students and athletes. Now, let's join tonight's announcers, Jeff Conley and Kurt Edwards.
The rains have come early to the Santa Cruz High Country, and early also has come perhaps the showdown game of the high school football season. San Lorenzo this afternoon, the Aptos Mariners challenged the Cougars for local football supremacy. And like the U.S. Mail, the TCI Channel 3 Sports Game of the Week, undaunted by the weather, delivers. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Conley. Kurt Edwards is with me. The field's very muddy. We're ready for the kickoff. And Kurt, how are the conditions?
The conditions are absolutely horrible. The rains that we had today has left a big mud puddle out there. It is definitely going to be a ball control type of game. He who fumbles the least will come out on top in this one. So I hope everybody's got their deep cleats in there. We're going to get the kickoff right now. We're going to go down to the sidelines.
Ball taken by Aptos. They'll run it back across the 20. Just barely across the 20, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Aptos Mariners. Let's go down the sidelines with Kirsten Fairchild.
Well, I'm coming to you from a very muddy sideline. I spoke to both coaches before the game. SLV coach Doug Morris wants to contain the run without giving up the long pass to Aptos. Aptos' defensive coordinator Ben Sampson said they want to stop Robbie Bambaka and his terrific arm. Should be for a very muddy game. Back up to you two.
Thank you very much, Kirsten. More from you in a while. We have Jason Simpson at the throttle for the Mariners. The first carried by Ryan Stevens is a no-gainer in the mud in the middle of the field. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Coming into this game, Jeff, you've got the #1 offense in the league, San Lorenzo Valley Cougars, against the #1 defense in the league, the Aptos Mariners. And the Mariners have been posting a lot of shutouts throughout the league. So this is going to be a tremendous battle. And, of course, it starts out in possibly the worst spot. Can't find it there, but you can... Absolutely.
San Lorenzo has lost a couple, but Lorenzo Valley Cougars shut down Stevens once again, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And one of the keys is going to be shutting down Stevens. He's the 2nd leading ground gainer in the league. Gabe Harrow, who's the leading ground gainer, is his running back. Aptos puts the ball on the ground all of the time. Jason Simpson is their quarterback. Has only thrown 34 times this season, completing 21 of them, so he's very accurate, but they are going to be a grinded-out offensive team.
Yeah, we'll see how many people they keep in the box as the day goes on. Simpson now on 3rd down with the Mariners. In their own territory, they stay with Stevens. This time he gets a little more room, then slides, falls forward, maybe for about 5. The Mariners will be kicking to the Cougars.
Simpson, a ball control type of a runner, very heady, good feet on that one. And the Cougars did a great job. Tyler Baldwin, number 50, one of the linebackers, does a fine job of staying home, getting a trip in on the tackle.
So the Valley fans, decked in their rain gear, show out once again in great numbers, as they usually do up here in the Valley. And why not for this one? This very well could determine the top seeding for the Santa Cruz Coast League in the TCS, even though some of them are in separate divisions. But this very well could be the league championship game here this afternoon. It slides through Morris's hands and he falls on it. And when a fellow like Chad Morris with his sure hands can't hold on to the football, that's a bad portent indeed.
Oh, definitely. And you can see that mud out there. They're going to be drying that football off to the best of their ability. Number 2, Carlos Torres, one of the Aptos Mariners, was down on the coverage. And they were flying down there. Both coaches, I'm sure, told their guys to make sure you've got the stick-em on it, sort of like the old Oakland Raiders style.
Lester Hayes.
You got it. He had more stick-em on there. I mean, it was all over him.
So we've always had this debate, Kurt, over the years. What's better in the rain, to pass or to run? That is going to be resolved here this afternoon in grand fashion, I would assume. Bambaka, he's not afraid to throw. Looks around, finally gets the ball off. No one's home over there. He was under severe pressure. Number 74, Tyler Burke, was all over him to avoid the sack. Just got rid of it in time.
He did. Tim Rao, number 40, was the closest intended receiver, but I was watching Rao. He wasn't really intending to get anything. He was throwing a block, but he was close enough to the neighborhood that there was no flag to be thrown on the play. That's going to be key for the Aptos defense. They have to get in Bambaka's face, because Robbie is a very poised, very good quarterback. He's completed 75 passes on the air, and he throws the ball a bunch.
We have a 2nd and 10. The field torn up. A couple of the younger teams played earlier in the day. The center of this field is really muddy. No trouble there in the footing. As Rao bursts forward for about 9. It's going to be 3rd and short here for the Cougars, just about at midfield.
Number 8, Kyle Weber, who's a very active linebacker for the Aptos Mariners. He'll line up inside, outside. He made the tackle. He's going to be an inside backer on the right side. Number 8, he's a very key defensive player. He will be keying on those powerful running backs, and there's a multitude of running backs that SLV has.
Wide left comes James Sanders for the Cougars on 3rd down to keep her and straight ahead in a 1st down for San Lorenzo.
Nice simple call by Robbie. Just gets over his center Koenig. 1st down, go. Slides over one, whatever hip goes over the left hip of Koenig that time. And San Lorenzo Valley, as per their tradition, always has a big front wall. But I've been watching a lot of high school games, Jeff, and everybody's got a big front wall now.
The food's good in this country. A lot of kids are getting bigger and bigger. We're under 9 minutes now here just in the 1st quarter, the showdown game. The San Lorenzo Valley Cougars, the defending champions of the universe here for several years. The flags go up. Not looking like champions there. It'll be 1st down now and 15 on that violation.
Good ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard foul. We're going to still have 1st down.
Still 1st down. The Aptos Mariners, a program resurgence with a very simple game plan. It's just hit them and blast them and move them off the block.
Straight ahead football. Bill Garrison loves to run the ball. Alshouse, some of the other great running backs that have come through that school, he loves to run it.
So here's Bombaka now. He has Mercer in motion. Looking his way, has Sanders. Sanders with the reception, has all of the penalty back and a couple more. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Cougars. Maybe a little bit less than that.
Sanders is a very, very dangerous receiver. He leads the league in receptions, runs a very good pattern. And in this mud, we talked about, is it better to run, is it better to pass? Whatever it is, you better know what you're doing. And the plant of your foot, or the cut foot, better be solid, or you're going to end up on your wallet.
2nd and 8 from the 45-yard line of the Mariners. A little fumble-rooski there, not on purpose, however, as Bombaka picks it up himself and cuts left. It'll take a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Gabe Harrow, number 34, one of the Aptos Mariners on the tackle. And I watched the junior varsity game in front of this one, which San Lorenzo Valley was victorious in. And I saw the quarterbacks do some very sleight of hand, mostly because they couldn't get the handle of that suitcase. And we're seeing very early, Chad Morris has trouble getting it. Robbie Bombaka, who's very sure-handed, he has trouble holding on to it.
Now Morris goes to the top of the screen wide right. Sanders closer to you on the left. Bombaka with a huge drop. Lets it go to Mercer, the up man. He takes it along the sidelines. He's got room. One man to beat. He won't. He's pushed out of bounds on a touchdown-saving shove at the 10-yard line.
Number 8, Kyle Weber with that touchdown-saving push or shove, where he gets credit for the tackle, coming from his linebacker position. Mercer is so dangerous. We watched this team against Watsonville a couple of weeks ago. He gets the ball, goes around the right side. He only needs 1 or 2 blocks, and he's gone. Great pursuit by Weber to touchdown-saving tackle.
So 7 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Advantage the all-purpose creative offense of the Cougars right now. Sanders left. Mercer in the slot. How do you defend all this? We're on the other side of that ball. Bombaka. I know that guy, Tim Rao. Rao with a couple. A football is somewhere between the 14 and the 10 when they finally wipe it off and sit it down.
They did that. Ryan Vaughn, one of the people in on the tackle. Rao, tough runner. San Lorenzo Valley, you look at them, Jeff, they've got tough runners. Mercer, Mass, Rao, Savage. They can all come at you, and they're all fresh legs, which is very important. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go around the corner again to get in some fresh running turf.
They've got size, they've got talent, and maybe most of all, they have cohesiveness. The Cougars. To the left side. Looked like he had some room to the end zone. Werner knocked down. on a fast closing defensive maneuver by the Mariners.
David Steele, 28 from his corner position, comes up and closes that one. And our trouble's going to be, Jeff, about the third or the fourth quarters deciding who in the world got what number on out there.
That's true. The numbers will be gone in a short time. There's a timeout on the field.
Aptos calling a defensive timeout, and I think what they're doing is they just want to regroup. That pop by Mercer around the corner, San Lorenzo Valley in scoring position. There's no score on the board at 6:03 to go, third down, and they've just got to punch it right on in. Third and about 3, maybe 2.5 for the first down. I'll say it again. Now they're in good get your cleats dug in territory because they're out of the mud.
Well, you can see by the mud that it looked like there wasn't too much penetration in what the pros call the red zone today. There's actually pretty good footing in the vicinity of the goal line by comparison to the rest of the field.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like the first couple of games were played to your left between about the 45 and the 20. That's where it's really bad in there.
That's horrible area.
But last year, this would have been probably unplayable given the great engineering and landscape engineering they've done in this field.
They did a great job. A lot of volunteer labor and volunteer equipment got in with a new drainage system. Lee Overbeck, I talked with him before the game. He said if it didn't rain today and we didn't have 2 games in front of this field, or this game, the field would be in very, very good shape. It just rained 1.5 inches up here today, and there's just nowhere for it to go.
The Mariners are back on the field in defensive formation. The Cougars break their huddle. They're ready to go now on third down with 3 needed for the first. This is Rao once again. Rao very close down there. Nice hole to the right side. And we're going to have a measurement.
It's going to be a close one. One of the things that they've got out there for everybody else is size.
Okay, let's join Kirsten Fairchild at the sideline quickly.
Thanks, guys. After Bumbaka connecting with Jeff Mercer, the officials took the ball over to the SLV sideline and complained that that particular ball was flat. New ones in the game, but at the last timeout, we've still been talking about it quite a bit. Back up to you guys.
Kirsten Fairchild's on top of the state of the ball. Very interesting stuff. Why would they want a flat ball?
It's a little easier to hang on to for starters. Usually,
Yeah, but you'd think the last thing the Cougars would want to do is take the air out of the football.
yeah, because they want that thing in the air.
That's all I wanted you to lead me into. Here's Bumbaka. Bumbaka to Rao. Rao plows and plows some more and scores the first touchdown of the afternoon. San Lorenzo 6.
Just straight ahead, number 68, Andrew Milich, tackle on the left side. One of the reasons that Rao was able to roar right over the top for the touchdown. Great surge, and with that good footing, the offensive line now has the advantage because they can dig in. I'd be curious to see if they were able to adjust the cleats, because you've got standard weather cleats and you've got muddy cleats where you put on another cleat and it's about 1.5 inches and it really digs in. Looks like those old nasty looking rugby cleats. Of course, Overbeck's going to be mad at me that I called rugby nasty anything, because he loves that sport.
So the imaginative offense of the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars has 6 points on the board. Now they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Kick would be extremely sloppy in the rain. Rao plows for 2 more. 8-0 San Lorenzo.
Straight ahead, Bulldog. You know, this is kind of the, what do they call it? The black and blue division, where the Bears and the Packers and all those guys live. Straight ahead, power football. Who's going to beat who? Offense has got the advantage, especially in this condition. They know where everybody's supposed to go. In that case, whammo, right off the right side.
Last on the kickoff, I saw a player that carried number 17, Aptos, and I don't have him on my roster.
I don't have him on mine. We'll do a quick checkup.
Can you take a quick
Right
peek
away.
there, and I'll try to keep things straight while you're gone and not mess it up too badly. Oh, and the song. Gotta love the song. Cougar fans would love to hear this a couple 100 times this afternoon. Aptos now ready to receive. Cougars leading it 8-0, and Jeremy Smith will kick it off to number 24, Ryan Stevens, and number 17, who is?
We don't have a name. I'm going to take a guess and say Greg Garrett. He was on the DL. Maybe he's back out.
Okay, we'll call him Garrett. Garrett picks it up. Garrett has it across the 20. Stumbles, falls, goes forward, hangs on to the football, and a very good job. And maybe that's number 12.
That's number 12. See, I told you the mud was going to get knocked.
Yeah, okay, well,
really
number
quick.
12, we do have Pete Sunzeri, and that makes sense. So the mystery of number 17 is now over. It's at 12.
It's a mud-stained jersey. Well, Mr. Garrett got his name in the
See, there's a little kid going off the side, the ball boy's number 17.
Okay.
Clipping on the receiving team during the run back. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It'll be first down.
Well, the Mariners do a little bit to sink their own ship there, Kurt, as they clip on the run back, and with their ground attack, they need every yard they can get. They're not the kind of team that can dig it out forever. You need to give yourself good field position when you're a running team.
They do that, or they need a strong-arm quarterback, and Simpson's that, but they don't have a lot of receivers.
Simpson with the handoff to Ryan Stevens. No, Gabe Harrow, rather. 34 is Harrow, 24 Stevens, and that's going to be really interesting. We'll have to memorize the body styles for that, because those numbers are going to be indistinguishable in a few minutes.
Very true. And 33, Josh Crocker in on the tackle, 5'11", 183 pounds. He also is a running back. Very, very durable ball player. The conditioning that comes on in both of these schools is just absolutely fantastic. A lot of two-way players, but that shouldn't affect them. It's a very cool winter. I'll call it winter now, folks. Afternoon.
So Sunzeri lines up on the right side. The Mariners keep it on the ground. No surprise. Stevens gets it, gets nowhere. Diving tackle by Rao.
Stevens led around the right side by a pulling guard, number 64, Ricardo Martinez, who was able to throw a couple of blocks. But you can only block one or two guys. There were 4 or 5 black-shirted Cougars in the area.
Well, we have a story here this afternoon. Normally, Nick Zarconi is number 28. This afternoon, he wears 21. He's the player chosen to have the honor of wearing Dave May's jersey. You may remember that story from last year. The young man who was tragically killed up here in the valley and whose teammates made a perpetual honor in his name. And this afternoon, Nick Zarconi has the big honor of wearing Dave May's shirt, number 21. Fumble, ball's on the ground. The Cougars have it. The Cougars have it at the 20-yard line of the Mariners.
Fumble recovered by number 51, Matt Dominguez. And Matt is very aggressive. That ball just popped straight up in the air. Looked like that thing was completely greased. Good hat, good hit, ball up, heads up play by the Cougars. And
Well,
ball up, heads up play by the Cougars. And
well, crucial 4 minutes first quarter with the score. Nothing. The Cougars have a 1 yards away from more points. Mercer. So a loss there on rather a comical sit down by Mercer, who I'm sure doesn't think it was funny. As Sanders goes wide right, Morris is on the left side. Bombaka with the play action, now lets it fly. Oh, just a little bit overthrown. Nearly had a man open there, Chris Runo, number 82. It also looked like Sanders had a piece of that right end zone.
he looked like they're over in that far right-hand corner. Robbie's got 2 problems. 1, he's got a slick ball. 2, he's running around in the mud, so he can't get his feet planted underneath him to really zip that ball in there. Whether it's flat or full, he still has to throw it.
Well, he tried the pinpoint pass high. Runo was going to have to go up for it because he was definitely covered down low. The Aptos Mariner man was all over him, but Runo had the side. Now on 3rd down, Mercer in motion, flying across the back of the line. Good footing on this one. Bombaka, plenty of time, throwing into the end zone, intercepted. And brought down in the end zone. The interception made by Mike Flores as the Cougars and the Aptos Mariners trade turnovers here with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
It's not unusual for Robbie Bumbaka to throw an interception. He does have 11 on the year. That doesn't bother Coach Doug Morris because he knows that that young quarterback is very aggressive and he doesn't get down with any turnover that he's made. Interesting, it shows you the difference between pro football and high school football. Flores made the interception and then was trying to run out of the end zone. In pro football, you try and run out and are tackled. It's a safety. High school, nah, you're just down. Bring it out to the 20-yard line.
So Simpson and the Mariners back now on offense, trailing by 8 and probably feeling quite good about it right now as Ryan Stevens tries to find some room and just cannot. The Cougars are all over the place. Tackled that time from behind by Matt Domingos, but he had a lot of help from his mates.
He did. The right side of that Cougar line did a good job of plugging up the holes. Ryan Stevens showing me a lot of poise for a running back. He just sits in behind his blockers and waits for the opening to show up. So many times running backs get frustrated. They try and kick it out to one side or the other and they end up running into trouble. We do have a down cat right there at about the 22-yard line. I do not have a number on him right yet.
And almost see it there in the screen, 66 it looks like standing up now. That would be Isaac Ariavik. Ariavik trots off. He looks like he'll probably go back in a play or two.
These kids are tough. They're not going to stay out very long. This is their last regular season home game. And for all intents and purposes, it's for all the marbles.
1 week left. Not that many crucial matchups next week, but I suppose they'll all be crucial to whoever wins this game, that's for sure, because they wouldn't want to stumble after this one.
No, not at all. Actually, Aptos has a pretty tough game coming up next week. They're not looking past the Cougars at all, but they walk into Wildcat country, and that's usually the battle for the Pajaro Unified School District crown. And it doesn't matter what team's doing poorly or great, it's a battle.
So 3rd down and 7 now for the Mariners, trying to get out of their home turf here. They haven't been across the 50 yet, and I don't believe they've made it to the 40 yet, or even the 30 in this game, so they're looking for something. Simpson rolling, he's going to keep it, tucks it away, and gets tackled, and the last man with a clean uniform now loses his as well, as he gets dumped in the mud. The kicking unit will come on. The Cougars have held again. 1:51 left in the first quarter.
Ariavik got credit for the tackle. Martin Nicholas, number 56, forced the quarterback out of the pocket, chased him down. Robbie Bumbaka made everything else happen. Team defense, one of the keys to success for San Lorenzo Valley.
Ryan Vaughn, number 42. It looks like 47 to me. I don't like these twos. I got to protest their uniforms a little bit here. Chad Morris at the 40. Slips one tackle and gets buried at about the 43. The Cougars back on offense. A late flag thrown. A late flag thrown.
Now the emotions are high, so I wouldn't be surprised to see late hits, illegal blocks behind the back, because these, as I said, this is for the league championship for all intents and purposes. Both teams are undefeated in league. San Lorenzo Valley having one tie against Soquel in the league opener. Let's see what we got.
Dead ball, personal foul on the receivers. It'll be 1st down and 10.
So a mistake by the Cougars here at home. We're going to push them back to their own 30, just inside their own 30. They lead the football game by a score of 8-0. A successful 2-point conversion. We may see a lot of them today. The mud being what it is, and the footing nearly impossible in most regions of the field, where you try a field goal from, or extra point from, for that matter. Okay, ready to go after the penalty. The Cougars on their own 29. Here comes Rao, banging and getting away. A beat. Did his knee drag back there on the 40? The official doesn't know because the official couldn't keep his footing.
That gives you an idea how bad it was. The official running up the sidelines with him. He jams on the power brakes and skids right on through. I think Rao's foot did, or knee did go down.
It looked like he may have scraped his shin along the ground. Maybe not the knee. It was really close.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, footing is treacherous. Gives you an idea. If you're going to tackle these guys, hit them low. You knock them off their feet. They tried to get Rao high. He ran right through him.
Plowed right through him. He's too strong when he has momentum for anybody trying to grip against him and hold him in the mud. Sanders, top of the screen, all alone. There goes Rao to join him. The pitch becomes a handoff to Mercer, who slips and falls, and boy, Jeff needs longer spikes.
It may be real long. I saw the water splash up. Number 42, Ryan Vaughn, one of the three Aptos defenders that sat on the near side and let Mr. Mercer come to him. Watching the defense, they're walking somebody off. They see Mercer come in motion either from right to left or left to right. They just widen up because they know he's a very dangerous threat, especially if he can get on the green stuff.
Second down and 9. Cougars get their penalty back. First quarter winding away. Last play of the first quarter. Pumbaka. Quick toss. That's Matt Mast. Matt Mast burst across the 50, the 45, down to about the 43 as the first quarter comes to an end with the score San Lorenzo Valley 8 and the Aptos Mariners nothing.
You're watching the Game of the Week on TCI Cablevision Channel 3 Sports, serving Santa Cruz County.
Hi, I'm Linda from Straw Hat Pizza. Our customers are always telling us we've got the best pizza. Come on in and let me show you why. At Straw Hat Pizza, we use only the freshest local produce in our salad bar and on our pizzas, and make our dough fresh daily. So why settle for less when you can have the best? Fresh ingredients, real California cheese, and tons of fun. So make it Straw Hat tonight. Hope to see you soon.
The new millennium is almost here. Everything is changing, including the way we buy our cars. Oh, like finding a new or used car on the internet? There you'll find hundreds of auto dealerships. Selection, warranties, rebates, certified mechanics, you know, peace of mind. Yeah, now you can actually shop for a car with nothing on but a laptop. AutomallUSA.com.
When I get to an appointment on time, our customers have this look on their face like they can't believe it or something. I guess I can understand it. Things happen. Traffic gets bad, but no excuses. Here's the deal at TCI. If I can't get to an appointment on time, we'll give our customers $20 or a free installation. Guaranteed. Like to see their expressions when they hear that. Right on time.
There's a new music show coming to Channel 3, Roadkill. It's about bands on the road, their lives and their music. Roadkill features live performances and interviews with national touring and recording artists. The best in rock, rhythm, and blues is coming to you every Friday at 8 p.m. on TCI Channel 3, the Santa Cruz channel. Roadkill, sponsored by Moe's Alley in Santa Cruz.
Here's where I wish I knew that how that song goes about the muck and the mire. Remember that?
I remember it, but
all right, second quarter here at San Lorenzo Valley. The Cougars with the football and the lead, 8-0 over the Aptos Mariners, and on the march. Here's Rao. That man is a plow and bursts across the 40 down towards the 36-yard line or so. Or it'll be second down and 5 for San Lorenzo.
Give you an idea of the footing, folks. Number 34, Gabe Harrell, who is not a small package at all, got hit by Rao and actually drove a trench backwards. He had himself firmly planted, and on a normal few would have hit him, boom, stopped it. He was actually skidded back about a yard. He needed some help to get Rao.
So Sanders looking far too clean, goes to the top of the screen. We've got Mast and Rao behind. Rao gets it again. Rao is a tough man this afternoon. He gets 3 or 4 more, very close to a first down. We'll call it a 3rd and 1.
A repeat performance. Harrow again on the tackle with David Steele, corner on that side. So in this varied offense, they can go inside. It's kind of like the New Rocky Speeds. They can go inside, they go outside, but unlike New Rocky, they can go over the top to 2 very good receivers, Morris and Sanders, and they haven't even tried that yet. We're going to see how that plays out later. The field conditions are only going to get worse. Fortunately, the sky right now is high, touch wood, and we may not get any more rain till later.
Down over the football comes Koenig now. Bumbaka checks his alignment. The Cougars are down. The ball is snapped. There goes Bumbaka for the first down. The Cougars continue with their excellent offensive play.
Second quarterback keep of the game by Bumbaka, and that almost looked like it was, you come up, they had a nice hole as the tackles were just offset of the center, had a nice hole, and you ride Koenig, and Koenig's a big horse to ride. Send him right up off one side, let Robbie run right on through it. Easy to pick up 2-3 yards. It almost seems like that's going to be their second and short yardage type of a play.
Well, Koenig left the training table in the early fall at 217 and has probably just crept up a little bit over the course of the season, perhaps. A little different playing now than in that summer heat. Toss to Sanders, a very poor ball by Bumbaka. A very rare scene indeed for Robbie Bumbaka to miss a pass like that. And they only point it out because it is so extraordinary.
He is. He's very target. I mean, boom, right in the middle of it. Mike Flores, number 86, was on the coverage, but he was back behind Sanders, and that's really dangerous to be, because if Sanders could have made that catch, a good head and shoulder fake, and Flores in this condition could have ended up on his wallet really quick.
But Bumbaka has an ability to keep the ball away from the defenders as well. He may have seen that defender and thought, well, if I throw it just a little high, he's not going to get there because my man can leap for it. This is a safe play right here. Give it to Rao. Rao bursts through for maybe 5 or 6 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
You gotta be impressed by Tim Rao. He busts through. Number 92, Justin Elliott, got the initial hit on him, but was able to spin off it, get his hand down, and pick up another, maybe a yard just by that extra lunge. So where the knee goes is a little bit farther thanks to his athletic ability.
Bumbaka under pressure. Hits the safety man, but he's immediately whacked by Harrow. Dave Harrow with a brilliant defensive play all over Rao. A huge loss. The biggest defensive play of the afternoon for the Mariners, perhaps, other than the interception in the end zone.
Great defensive job by Harrow. Smelled out the screen. Riley Park, number 72, was, I guess, supposed to block Gabe, but he didn't do it. If I'm Riley Park, I should be yelling at Route, drop it, or as the quarterbacks used to call those, lookout blocks, where you're yelling at your quarterback, look out, here he comes.
So stay with us at the halftime, folks. We'll be showing you the Fairchild Report, starring Kirsten Fairchild. I'm not sure what it's about this time. Well, what's it about, Mark?
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense.
Okay, I remember you telling me that before. Sorry, I forgot. It's about tennis, folks. The CCS tennis final. The tennis championships. What was the other thing, Kurt?
Cross country.
Cross country.
The one that you have to run the race by yourself, because nobody wants to do it for you.
Through some crazy places, too. Now, Bumbaka after on 4th down.
Oh, look out.
Collision course back there. Potential disaster between Pete Sanzeri and James Sanders. The pass is incomplete. The Mariners have held. So tennis and cross country at the half with Kirsten Fairchild, who we welcome to our TCI Channel 3 Sports Game of the Week this year, enhancing our continually increasing coverage of local sports. The Mariners now down by 8 have Been successful on defense the last couple of possessions here by the Cougars, but in all honesty have not been able to mount much of a serious offensive threat on their own. The ground game a bit tough going out there this afternoon.
Very tough going. Martin Nicholas, number 56, was able to wrap his muddy paws around. It looked like Stevens, if I got, he was either a 2-4 or a 3-4. Couldn't decide which one it was as he came through the pile. They're trying the middle. Right now, it looks like, Jeff, if you want to make something, you better run the ball, because Bambaka, who has a very good arm, very accurate, has been high. The ball's just been slipping right out of his hands. Can't get
the grip. They've had the open receivers because the receivers really have the advantage in this situation, I think. So I've always thought about it anyway. They do know where they're going, so they have a huge advantage, but they have to have delivery. This is Sampson now. That's the kind of pass you can complete in this kind of situation. This is Harrow. Harrow breaks away, but he was whistled out of bounds over here at about the 48-yard line, but the Mariners now have the ball in Cougars territory for the first time this afternoon.
That was a great job by Jason Simpson, the quarterback, who was about ready to get lunch. Now, the Aptos Mariner fans are either just absolutely excited about that one, or they're disputing the fact that Harrow couldn't tippy-toe down the sideline. And actually, they got away with one. It looked like Kyle Weber, number 8, threw an illegal block, little push behind the back. But the men in the white shirts didn't see it.
They were having enough trouble standing up themselves.
That's why I like my job right now. I'm out in the mud and I'm underneath shelter.
That's why we need to be humble.
Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Ryan VK, wide left. The ball stays in the hands of Stevens. He gets 2 or 3 yards. Mariners feeling a little bit more comfortable now after the nice little completion and run by Harrow after the catch from Simpson. That looks like the kind of play that may be a little bit open, but it's hard to keep your footing there when you're trying to catch the ball and then take off.
Oh, you got a lot of concentration. You got to catch the ball. You got to make sure your feet are there, and you also have to worry about, is somebody coming up on my back door to just plow right through me. Nick Zarconi, wearing number 21, was in on the tackle. And the successful pass that Simpson threw, it looked more like a shot put.
6:43 left in the second quarter. Sampson now showing a pass. Intercepted, picked off by Chad Morris, the sure-handed one. He cuts to the right sideline. He's got some room. He's hit by Stevens and tumbled to the turf, but not before he takes it into Mariner territory at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for San Lorenzo.
Oh my, folks. Put that pass pattern in your pocket. 3rd turnover of the afternoon by the Aptos Mariners. There is a flag on this. The only clean thing on the field right now is a yellow hanky. Very distinguishable, so we'll find out what's going on. Simpson, also very good throwing arm. Threw the ball, but the ball just slipped and sort of wobbled. Morris did a great job from his safety position. Stepped up, picked it off. Let's see what we got.
Well, I see some of the offensive players coming off the field. They may be turning this whole thing around.
Well, it's unnecessary roughness.
Now the offensive players are going back out. Or are they? Well, we'll wait.
Well, you know, in high school football, everybody goes both ways, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, no, I mean, Sanders is not out there.
And let me see, if we can find number 16, Simpson. He's the cleanest uniform we got. There's your number 17.
The call now. Here we go.
Personal foul on the defense prior to change of possession. So we're going to enforce the 15-yard foul and replay the down. It's going to be a first down.
Ouch. Now
that is huge.
That's a big, bad penalty.
No, that's huge. I thought when Sanders didn't go out there that there was trouble brewing for the Cougars. And trouble indeed it is. Instead of having the ball themselves on the 35 of the Mariners have the football on their 38.
And headed forward. Momentum swing? Possibly.
A personal foul, maybe one of the more costly personal fouls you'll ever see. And with the light bulbs clicking off a la McGuire. Simpson tries to turn around and banks straight into Rao, and Rao plus Simpson right directly into the turf.
Rao is just saying, hey, Simp, your uniform is just way too clean. Tim Rao coming on a blitz package, and he shot right between the guard center gap. And actually, Simpson was pretty brave. He hung on to the ball. Had he tried to hang that off, I think he'd have given it to Ralph.
I believe you're right. It was that close.
Didn't lose much, but wow, what a swing for the momentum, because all of a sudden you get to feel it suck over as the 12th man came back over to the San Lorenzo Valley side.
Yeah, these teams have been trading mishaps now since early in the first quarter. The Cougars took it in early, and since that 8 points, we've had nothing but a series of mishaps in either direction. Here's Stevens, no mishap here, no mistake, gets some turf, gets some running room, steady down for about 5 or 6 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and 3.
Stevens going around the right side, looked to maybe cut it up inside, but kept it going. Tim Rao, number 40, sliding on out there, making a shoestring tackle of the very sure-footed Ryan Stevens. And in this type of terrain, you better have mountain goat type of sure-footedness.
Well, maybe they're getting used to it a little bit. I was thinking somebody should call Jerry Sports, bring down some special shoes for the halftime. Let's have some drama. 1956 Giants in the snow. Yankee Stadium, and the handoff goes to Stevens once again, bangs one Cougar to the turf, but falls into the clutches of number 21, Nick Zarconi, who's wearing the Dave May shirt this afternoon in honor of the lost athlete, former teammate, and symbolic of the Sportsman of the Year, I believe, is who they give it to. That's the determination, and Nick Zarconi wears that shirt this afternoon for the Cougars and makes the tackle.
He did a great job of just flying up from his defensive back position to make that wrap. I'm watching number 40 also, Rao. He is all over this mud pen. He's just having a great defensive day.
4th and 1, and the Mariners rather are going for it in Cougar territory at about the 30, and why not? Harrow stumbling, trying to get away, trying to find that corner. Cannot get to the stick. The hot pursuit of the Cougars pushes the powerful Harrow out of bounds on the far sideline. Number 5 over there, Tyler Baldwin for the Cougars.
Great defensive effort. Number 8, Robbie Bambaka, had a shot at Harrow. Couldn't quite get him, but that made Gage duck out a little bit farther. And all you saw, and it was really fun to watch from a defensive coaching point of view, is this black sea just roar over to that sideline and wrap up the running back.
Well, now the Cougar offense is on the field. Clean shirt Sanders is out there. Number 80. Easy to spot. Clean shirt and just kind of stays away from the pack. Stays away from the middle part of the field. Now comes wide right to the bottom of the screen. Just having a good old time out there for himself as Bumbaka. I don't know who got that handoff. It may have been Alders. 24 in there? I don't know who got that.
Yeah.
It was him, huh?
I'll look to see if he gets to 34.
It was 34.
Savage.
Yeah.
Sage Savage.
Sage Savage, another country heard from anyway. 34 and 24. I just went to Hong Kong, got a new prescription. What's the matter?
Come on, you got to get those things working out there. Even, well, you know, the running backs are either 42, 22, 34, 44. Here we go, all of them.
Oh, my.
Look at the size of that camera.
Well, the ubiquitous Mr. Lovejoy. Many years in the league. Bumbaka looking for Morris. Morris has it. One man to beat. Gets around him. Dances through a couple more. Too much white mud. Ball on the ground. Now, first down, Cougars.
Great job by Morris. If you look at about the 40-yard line in Cougar territory, looked like a D4 just shoved some mud up in there where Morris did a head and shoulder fake and Flores hit the deck. A slow process of a march. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. That was actually the first solid completed pass that I think Robbie felt really comfortable because he got his feet planted underneath him.
Bumbaka with Mercer in motion. Double handoff ends up with Mercer. Mercer to the right sideline. In the grass. Goes down. A little, taste this. Little mud bath for the boys over there. Number 2. Carlos Torres wrestled Mercer to the ground, and they both got a snoot full of mud.
They did that one. Ryan Nosler, number 85, was also in it. He's filthy. He gets my all filth award, number 85 for the Aptos Mariners. You can barely make out his number, well, as long as his back's turned to you. He plays defensive tackle in the nose guard. He spent all afternoon in the mud and loving every minute of it.
Second and a short 5 for the Cougars, once again in Mariners territory at the 48. Fake the pitch, keep it the handoff, give it to Savage, who sagely runs his way across the 40 for first down, Cougars.
Ran right over number 28, Steele, for the first one. Pete Sanzari came over to make the next hit and finally the tackle. But getting those shoulders square, keeping them level, and getting your head up and just driving with your shoulder and just shivering that defensive man allows Savage to pick up a couple of additional yards.
Football at the 41, clock at the 142 mark. Winding down in the second quarter, the Cougars come to the line. Sanders wide left, top of the screen. Down the bottom, Matt Mass. Oh, showing blitz and just barely got the brakes on. He was nearly offside. Mercer, good footing this time. Tries to break away, gets pulled down from behind by the speedy David Steele.
Good offensive sequence by the Cougars, especially that time. When you've got the talented running backs like Savage and Mast and Crocker and Rao and, of course, Mercer, you've got a series of different handoffs, and you can fake an inside reverse and keep the ball. That time, the reverse looked like it was going to go back the other way to Mast, and Mercer says, I got it. Around the corner he went, had some great blocking up in front of him, picked up big yardage.
And extremely important, minute 21 left here in the second quarter. The Cougars trying to double their edge here. Another score puts the Mariners in an entirely different frame of mind than if they can hold on where it's only at 8. This guy so fast, his number was a blur. That's Mass. Gets a couple, but nothing more.
74, Tyler Burke from his tackle position made the tackle. Timeout by San Lorenzo Valley with $1:10 remaining, so we got 70 more ticks on the clock. Hey, while you were gone a couple of weeks ago, I did the San Lorenzo Valley Watsonville game as we came down at the end of the second quarter. Watsonville has a brand new scoreboard, which you would really be impressed with. You can read it now.
Good.
But it also has the speed dialing, so it has tenths of a second to go. San Lorenzo Valley is driving down for a potential touchdown. They run out of bounds with 0.3 seconds to go. This is the Watsonville is on defense, so their scorekeeper stopped it with 0.3 seconds. San Lorenzo Valley, boom, touchdown.
Oh my.
And I love Dave.
Tenth of a second in football.
I guess so. You know,
Never seen it, have you?
I've never seen the speed dial in basketball, yeah.
Oh, basketball, yeah.
But not in football. So now
and then they make all kinds of rules in basketball about when it really is enough time and when it's not enough time, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't actually mean what it says there.
They had some mathematician out there saying it actually takes them this much tenths of a second to get a shot off, so if it stops with 0.2 seconds, it's ridiculous.
Minute and 10 left here in the first half. Minute and 10 left to the Fairchilds report.
Yeah,
this week, tennis and cross country. So we'll go directly to that as at the end of time here. Minute 10. The Cougars on a second down. Time's the enemy now, not the down. Morris skips out of bounds after the reception in the vicinity of the 5. I can't quite see there. The crowd's in the way, and we don't sit that high here. But I'd say it's down around the 5-yard line.
Flores, number 86, Mike Flores, who also doubles as a catcher on the baseball team, outfielder, fine hitter, was the cornerback on that side, came up to make the hit. Quick, fast hit, pop passes, one-step drop, get your feet underneath you, Robbie, throw it.
Football on the 6 with the goal to go, a minute 8. And Baca to Mass, trying to find a hole, cuts back. Gets caught by the shot. The football's in the air, caught on the rebound. What's the call? Touchdown, Cougars.
Gotta be a touchdown, Cougars. It was caught. I don't even want to try and score that one in the book. That's like the rundown between home and first with 8 guys handling the ball.
With a minute 1 left on the clock, another miracle here in San Lorenzo Valley. The Cougars cough the football and end up with a touchdown.
And give credit to Matt Mass, did not want to go down, slipped through some would-be tacklers. I guess that mud on his jersey is slicker than he wants it to be, and it also slicked out the ball. Looked like it was Mercer that was cruising on through, got that loaf of bread, cradled it for the touchdown.
Yeah, he was really picking his spots there. He ran for quite a while. A fine piece of running, only to get the football pop, but fortuitously Mercer was there for the touchdown. 2-point conversion is good. Matt Mast is on fire. The kid's on fire. 16, San Lorenzo, Aptos, nothing.
Doug Morris and the rest of the Cougar coaching staff riding a hot hand. Mast happens to be the hot hand. For a while it was Rao. He got the first touchdown and then plowed it in for 2 more points. Now it's Matt Mast.
Well, there'll be a happy crowd here at the half for the San Lorenzo Valley hometown fans as they just going nuts.
Again,
minute and 1 left in the second quarter. Sorry, Kurt. Excuse me, I'm a little excited. 16-0.
This is for the marbles. This is for another league championship, and the only other time that the San Lorenzo Valley has been challenged was Harbor in that tie ball game that we did a couple of years back.
And the song.
Oh, yes, I remember this one. Still don't get the words right.
So could we be marching on once again to that inexorable program from Salinas known as the Palma Chieftain? Could we possibly see something like that again?
Wouldn't that be a treat? I would.
Bombaka on the sideline, a pretty happy fellow. A nice march that man led down the field. As the Cougars now get set to kick off to the Mariners, who will go into the halftime a little bit shaken, looking at a 16-point lead. For all intents and purposes, they'll need 3 scores to get back on top of this. Taken by Stevens. Stevens into the pack and down to the turf. The Mariners will have the football at their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 55 seconds left here in the second quarter. Trailing 16-0. 2 touchdowns, 2-point conversions.
Number 56, Martin Nicholas, was spearheading that suicide charge for the coverage team and wrapped up Stevens. Yeah, that's got to hurt. You got to think about it. Here you come, you're running full speed up the field, and somebody out of absolutely nowhere just stops you dead in your tracks. I think the insurance company would actually forbid any insurance coverage on you.
Mariners content to keep it on the ground. Nice piece of running. Gain a couple of yards, but there's an awfully long way to go here. Gabe Harrell with the carry.
Number 75, Greg Forbes, was over there, 6'2", 240-pound defensive tackle for San Lorenzo Valley. Did a nice job coming out of there, sliding down the line, and was over there to help the rest of his mates get the running back out of bounds. 49 ticks to go.
The Muddy Mariners at the 35-yard line, trailing by 16 with 49 seconds here in the second quarter to try and loosen things up a bit. That'll loosen things up a bit. Stevens breaks free for 5 or 6 yards, very close to a first down. The Mariners call timeout with 38 seconds left.
One of the reasons that play was as successful as it was due to Jason Simpson, who made the handoff and then completed going with the fake around his left side, drawing a few more defenders with him. Of course, he had Harrow sitting on his hip, so you've got to respect the fact that you've got the #1 running back running out there with him. Not to say that the #2 running back had the ball going around the other side.
Yeah.
And when you're going 1-2, folks, it's a 1-2 running back on the same school, same team, and in the league, 1 and 2.
It's James and Dickerson.
That's the way it was. Oh, my, that was a good combination. That would be interesting. I'm looking at the San Lorenzo Valley sidelines, and it's a mud pit. There's shoes down there, but I think they're about 2 inches down in the mud. And I'd hate to do the laundry bill for these guys. Yes, indeed. We don't care what the weather is. We don't care what the climatic conditions is or the field. It's football. We're supposed to be dirty. We come from Chicago.
And the game of the week is there. 38 seconds. Couple more plays, perhaps, for the Mariners. Trying to make the most out of every opportunity. I guess when you run the ball, you learn to be a very patient team, and you just figure one of these times the hole's going to be big. The secondary is going to be split, and we're going to be gone for 6.
It only takes a little bit of a break. Keith Fickus, number 71 on the tackle, 6'4", 240 pounds.
Shoot.
I mean,
another timeout for Aptos.
And they're trying to think of, go back a couple of years, I realize you're a Notre Dame fan. proud to be also one myself, although I'm kind of like the baby Bruins a little bit better. It wasn't too many years ago when 240 pounds was a big lineman in college.
That's true.
And now you're getting the 280s, 300-pounders, and 240s are good-sized high school linemen, but not uncommon to be found.
Well, the Cougars have two 300-pounders.
Yeah.
They do. Number 65 weighs 325 pounds. That's Gabe Reeves. And there's a guy out there that outweighs him by 5, Big Jack Bird, and number 74 weighs 230 pounds.
I rest my case. The big boys are here to play football. That's why I gave the sport up.
Simpson looking for room. Decides to run with it and gets Plimpton. And there was kind of a late hit in there, but they're going to let it go. The kid wasn't trying to do it. He just slipped in the mud and fell down. 20 seconds left on the second quarter, and the clock finally mercifully running down. Simpson calls in a late arrival from the bench, Ryan Van Kay. They have 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the snap is no good. The play won't count. The first half has come to an end with the score San Lorenzo Valley 16. Aptos Mariners nothing. A very entertaining first half. Stay with us now for the Kirsten Fairchild's report.
This is the TCI Channel 3 Game of the Week halftime report. This week's focus, SCCAL Championship. High school boys and girls cross-country championships and individual and team took place this week, as well as girls high school individual tennis championships in singles and doubles. Let's take a look. Last week, the SCCAL Girls Individual Tennis Championships were held at the Scenic Tennis Club of Rio Del Mar. Squaring off in the singles final, a pair of seniors, as the #1 seed from San Lorenzo Valley, Emily Wingo, in the far court, took on the #2 seed, Denise Kohler from Soquel, in the near court. Santa Cruz High's Kendall Whiting, who lost to Wingo in the semis in 3 sets, made sure she had a good seat to watch this highly anticipated final. The last time Wingo and Kohler played, it was a 3-hour marathon with Wingo coming out on top 7-6 in the third. The left-handed Kohler, a foreign exchange student from Switzerland, dictated play early on, chasing Wingo around the court and finishing off the point at the net. But Wingo's steady play and tenacity would pull her through, drawing frequent unforced errors off of the Kohler backhand. Wingo took the first set in a breaker. Kohler would try to end the long rallies by closing the net, but Wingo always had an answer in the second set. Wingo serving for the match, 5-4. This is the first appearance for both players in the SCCAL title match. Wingo pinning Kohler behind the baseline. Kohler makes her move, but the loose forehand volley is long, and Emily Wingo from San Lorenzo Valley is this year's SCCAL singles champion. She defeats Denise Kohler from Soquel, 7-6, 7-1 in the breaker, 6-4. We'll talk with our champion and show highlights from the doubles action, as well as going up to Mount Madonna State Park for the SCCAL Cross Country Championship when we come back.
You're watching the Game of the Week on TCI Cablevision Channel 3 Sports, serving Santa Cruz County.
If you have a pet, you shouldn't act like a bird brain or go dogging around, duck out on your responsibilities, or act like a horse's, well, you know. Instead, you should want only the best for your pet, and that's why there's Cali Feed. Now it's time to sing along. Located just south of Highway 1 on Soquel Avenue.
Don't be held back by what you don't yet know. Imagination is the only limit. Music is the pulse of the universe. You can't change the past, but you hold the future in your hand. Trade in your CDs at Streetlight Records. Welcome the new by letting go of the old. Streetlight Records, new and used. Buy, sell, trade, CDs, tapes, LPs, and video. And your bridge to the next millennium. A self-interested public message from the good people at Streetlight Records.
I talk with people who call TCI for help. The question is, how do I talk to them? At TCI, we have a new philosophy. We treat people the way we want to be treated ourselves. They have a problem, we try to solve it. If we can't, we find someone who can. And we're not satisfied until they are. Our goal is to treat each and every customer as our only customer. Pretty simple. TCI, may I help you?
Santa Cruz City Museum of Natural History is proud to present world-renowned nature photographer Franz Lanting in 2 slide lectures at the Santa Cruz Civic Auditorium November 15. Our Living Planet, a global journey with Franz Lanting, begins at 4 and 7 p.m. This year's lectures will feature a sneak preview of his upcoming book and will include never-before-seen images from Lanting's travels around the planet. Tickets are available at the museum or at the Civic Auditorium box office. So don't miss this rare opportunity to see the world's leading nature photographer.
I'm here with the SCCAL singles champion, the first time a girl has ever won the tennis title from San Lorenzo Valley. Emily, how do you feel you played today?
I played really well. I mean, the whole season's been building up to this, and it's nice.
Now, you played Denise earlier in the season. That went the distance.
3.5 hours.
7-6 in the third. What was the difference today?
I played a lot different. I tried to end points quicker instead of just hanging in with her, because she does like to have long rallies. That's her specialty, I guess.
This year has been a special year for you. Your sister is a freshman and playing number 2 on the team. Talk a little about that.
That was really fun. We had a lot of fun, because normally it's nice to have a younger sister out there with me, cheering me on, and vice versa.
What are your plans for the future?
Just graduate and go off to college and hope to play there.
Great. Well, congratulations. Enjoy yourself. We'll go on to doubles action as the Harbor High team took on the Soquel High team in doubles earlier today. A good crowd for the doubles match as well looked on as Harbor's Tara Bliss serving to Alana Glendenning of Soquel. Glendenning with a good return. Partner Tara Burhan goes for the angle, but Kathy Fawcett threading the needle for the Pirates. Fawcett and Bliss are the defending SCCAL champs and the number 1 and 2 singles players for Harbor. Burhan with one of the best serves in the league, setting up Glendenning for the easy put away at the net. Glendenning, a junior playing number 3 singles for Soquel, pounded deep returns to send Soquel up 6-4, serving 5-1 in the second, but Harbor broke right back. Tara Bliss serving 4-5 to Burhan. Burhan had a perfect season for Soquel at number 2 singles. This is one of the few points where all 4 players are at the net. This goes for the does her one better and finds the corner. Fawcett can't get behind it, and the number 2 seeds from Soquel, Tara Burhan and Alana Glendenning, hold on to take the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League doubles crown, upsetting the team from Harbor 6-4, 6-4. I'm here with the SCCAL doubles champions, Tara Burhan from Soquel and Alana Glendenning. Congratulations, you're winners over Kathy Fawcett and Tara Bliss, 6-4, 6-4. How do you feel you played in the first set?
I feel like I played pretty well. I hit the serves and hit the returns and, you know, played good.
Tara, you were serving for it 5-1 in the second set. They managed to break back, and then they were serving on serve 4-5, and you guys came through. Did you get a little nervous?
Yeah, just a little bit. Because, you know, one more game and you have to go to CCS, and you're like, it's just a lot of pressure right there, so. But we still won.
You two usually play singles. Now, how did you adjust to playing as a doubles team?
Well, I practice doubles, like, at my club a lot, you know, like playing mixed doubles and women's doubles and everything, so I'm kind of used to it.
Tara, congratulations. You won the SCCAL title as a singles player as a freshman. Here you've won the doubles with Alana as a senior. Congratulations, girls. Now let's go up for some cross-country SCCAL championships up at Mount Madonna Park. A busy week for league titles. It was a perfect day for running, clear fall skies and crisp air as the county's top runners met at the beautiful Mount Madonna Park for the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League Cross Country Championship. The TCI Game of the Week camera barely made the girls start, but the runners were off on the 3.1-mile jaunt through the park right on time. At the 1-mile mark, San Lorenzo Valley's Alejandra Barritos and Teresa Radvani of Soquel began to distance themselves from the rest of the pack, with Aptos' Monique Silva in the all-important third-place position. A good crowd of families and teammates were on hand to support the runners from all 7 of the league high schools. Near the 2-mile mark, Barritos had taken command of the race. Radvani still held on to second as a pair of Aptos runners, Elizabeth Maida and Claudia Hernandez, made their move into 4th and 5th, fueling suspense to the outcome of the team championship race. As the rest of the group filed past, it became apparent that team placings deep in the pack would determine the league team championship. And finally, as the crowd at the finish line peered into the distance, it was Alejandra Barritos of San Lorenzo Valley High School, who had battled an injury earlier in the season, finishing first with a time of 19:38, only 9 seconds off the course record held by Nicole Silva of Aptos High School. Barritos became the first SLV champion since 1976. Soquel's Radvani followed at 20:27, Monique Silva of Aptos third with a time of 20:57, Julina Ortega of Harbor fourth at 21:01, and Aptos' Maida and Hernandez 5th and 6th, giving Aptos 3 runners in the top 6, temporarily tying them with Soquel with 28 points. As all eyes are on the far turn, it was Soquel's freshman, Sarah Cohen, in 18th place, who put Soquel over the top to take the league championship with 46 points. And on the boys' side, a huge crowd stampeded off with Watsonville hoping to recapture the league title after losing it to Soquel last season. At the 1-mile mark, Francisco Tostado of Watsonville and Soquel's Grant Gunther matched strides around the turn and down the hill, with the rest of the schools keeping pace close behind. Near the 2-mile mark, Gunther takes a narrow lead over Tostado as they pump hard on the uphill. Watsonville's Keith Munoz and Brett Gotcher of Aptos trail in the 3rd and 4th positions. At the finish, Gunther keeps Tostado at bay, winning the individual championship with a time of 16:50. Tostado second with 17:07, and Aptos' Gotcher moving into 3rd at 17:12, with Watsonville's Munoz on his tail at 17:18. Watsonville handily takes back the SCCAL crown with 26 points. SLV a distant second with 66 points, giving the Wildcats their 10th league championship in the school's history. It was a good week for San Lorenzo Valley High School as well, taking both the SCCAL singles crown in tennis, thanks to Emily Wingo, and here at Mount Madonna Park with Alejandra Barritos, the new SCCAL individual girls cross-country champion. Let's see if the Valley can continue its winning ways in the second half against Aptos in high school football. That's our halftime report for this week. I talked to both coaches at the halftime. Doug Morris says for SLV, we're just going to stay focused, looking to the second half. Defensive coordinator Ben Sampson, they need to shut down the weak side. Back up to you guys for the kickoff.
Michael Schulmeister will kick it off for Aptos. Thank you, Kirsten. Taken at the 15. Across the 20 to the 25, to the 35, and down. The Cougars will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35, just underway here in the 3rd quarter with the score 16-0, San Lorenzo on top.
What they were talking about on shutting down the weak side, what San Lorenzo Valley does is they'll get everything loaded to either the strong side, right or left, and then bring somebody back across like Mercer or Mass to come back to that side, getting the defense to flow to the strong side, and they'll come back and attack the weak side. Aptos has to be heads up about that.
First play of the second half for the Cougars. Handoff taken by Rao. Rao very close to a first down. And they won't even measure. It is. There go the sticks.
Rao is on a rumble, and he's tough. I like him. Very quick through the hole, takes on the backers, and if you can get by them, he's got that good forward drive, and he gets into the deep backs territory, and he's tough to bring down.
Well, it's interesting, Kurt. It seemed to me that we'd see a lot more passing, but the passing game ineffective because Bumbaka hasn't been able to get the footing. Cougars have kept it on the ground, and they have the better of the running attack here this afternoon at home in the mud. Rao again for another 4.
And it looks like it's going to be the Rao show for right now. They ride the hot hand. You had Mast, who scored that touchdown late in the second quarter, and then ran it in for 2 to put San Lorenzo Valley on top, 16-0. And 0 is an unusual number for the Mariners, not defensively, because they've posted a couple of donuts out there. They've been throwing shutouts. They've only given up 51 points on the season, which makes them the best defensive team in the league.
Not getting any drier out here either. This air can't hold another drop as Bumbaka dribbles the football and heads to the right side and gets brought down on a straight ahead head-on tackle by Ryan Vaughn.
Ryan Vaughn, excellent pursuit. Linebacker lines up on the left side. Notice that Bumbaka had a tough time getting hold of that pigskin and just kept the pursuit going. Robbie Bumbaka, not only is he a tough football player, but he is also a very tough wrestler, going very far in the CCS last year, and he'll probably go way to the top again this year. Tough competitor.
2nd and 13 after the loss. Cougars from their own 43. This is Mast. Big first half. Second half pushed out of bounds. Slides across the out of bounds strip. And has a first down for the Cougars.
Matt Mast, what a tough running back. There he is, up close, buddy, and in person, and almost barrel roll right over our Kirsten Fairchild, who had to do a quick, fast dance to get out of the way, showing that athletic tennis ability that got her a full ride scholarship to the University of Texas at El Paso not too many years ago. Give credit to that offensive line, as they really did a good job of caving down on the defensive left front of the Mariners.
First down, San Lorenzo. 9:59 in the third quarter. Cougars leading at 16-0. Have the football now at the Aptos 38. Rao again. Rao brought down in there by, among others, David Steele, who's had his name called a few times this afternoon.
Number 68, Andrew Milich, 6'5", 272-pounder, one of the big horses up front that is bulled straight ahead. And that just looked like a dive play, but everybody was diving into the same hole to lean that running back, hoping he could pop free.
2nd and 8. From the 35. Mast in motion. Fake handoff by Mercer, who keeps rolling to the right. Brought down for very little gain, if any at all. And it'll be 3rd down.
Number 2, Carlos Torres, flanker on this side, did a great job of staying home. Saw the action, potentially going away from it, didn't bite on the fake at all. Stayed in there. Here comes the ball right into his territory, made a nice tackle on a very slippery, elusive running back, and field for that matter.
Cougars keeping it to the right where the green is. On 3rd down and 6.
Boy, they got a tight formation. Double tight end.
Bumbaka and the Cougars willing to take it easy on the ground, and that's why there's just no footing. And Robbie Bumbaka, running the football that time, just slid himself onto the turf, and that's the reason I think, Kerr, we haven't seen as much passing as we might have expected from the Cougars. Why throw it when you got a 16-point lead and the other guys don't show much of an offensive threat as yet?
Yeah, exactly right. If you can control the ground game on your side, that's great. Number 80, James Sanders, noted receiver and still clean, I might add, was downfield throwing the blocks, and Bumbaka saw an avenue, tried to hit the brakes, but there's no brakes out there.
Cougars going for it on 4th down. Look for the throw. It's 4th and 6, and they got Morris wide left. Mbaka looks that way, waves him off, rolling for room. Throws the ball up in the air, intercepted, picked off. Number 70, Brian Cales with the catch. The Cougars have turned it over, but no harm actually. It was a 4th down play. It was 4th and long, and it's just no way that they're going to try any kind of a punt or anything like that for a dramatic kind of turnover.
You're too close to punt, too far for a field goal, so go for it. Pretty good field position for the Mariners. Cales gets a defensive lineman's dream, an interception. You've got to love it. That ball was popped up after deflected on almost a shot put attempt by Mbaka.
The Mariners got to get something pretty soon, or the Cougars will just keep doing what they just did, playing 4th down and just defying it to stop. Football's on the ground. Every player is on the ground, and I think the Aptos Mariners are going to keep it, but obviously for no gain.
Gabe Harrow, number 34, spotted that elusive pigskin. One thing about a field like this, though, Jeff, is footballs make funny bounces on nice, solid fields. This one, it just falls and goes back.
It's a plopper.
It's a plopper. It just stays there.
It doesn't have enough air in it.
That's right. I wonder if they got the right ball.
Kirsten told us. She discovered that.
Good heads-up reporting. I always like coaches. Hey, this is. I wonder if they can do that in basketball. Go dribbling on, no ball.
Or pinch the rim or something. They tighten and loosen the rims. They do that. Handoff. Harrow. Maybe 1 or 2. It'll be 3rd down.
Matt Dominguez, one of the tacklers in there, and of course, Mbaka, who just seems to have a nose for the football. And if this game continues on at its present pace, we'll only know that it's Mbaka by the simple fact that there's no number on his jersey anymore.
Hello, everybody. Jeff Conley with Kurt Edwards here at San Lorenzo, enjoying this high school football show in the mud in the Santa Cruz High Country. Hope you're enjoying it along with us. Monday night and Wednesday night, this is our tradition on the TCI Channel 3 Sports Game of the Week. Simpson rolling to the left side, gets nailed, and it's almost fun, it looks like, to get tackled out here right now, because you just go for a ride.
See this slide and glide like you're just going out on an ice streak all the way on out there. Simpson came around on a naked bootleg, and Rao decided to put some clothes on him really quick, take him out of bounds and into the mud.
Schumeister is over there brewing up trouble as well, as the Mariners now will be forced to punt.
Now this ought to be really entertaining because there's just mud right there for the kicker.
Finding himself some grass. Tough job for Ryan Vaughn. First he's got to hold it. Now get it down. Now get it away. Not a bad job. Chad Morris says, let it plop. Plop it does. It plops at the 35, where it'll be 1st down for the Cougars.
That had the correct amount of spin. Nice over. If that in any kind of solid turf, which is nowhere to be found today, that might have rolled for a week.
I don't think anybody wants to try and catch a punt in this stuff.
No, got to give credit for is the center. He's got to snap that thing, that long center. Oh,
well,
man.
the punter's got to do 2 things. He's got to catch it, hold on to it, and then actually get his foot on it, standing on 1 foot in a spot where most guys can't stand on 2 right now. All right, Cougars with the football and the lead. 5:22 left to go in the 3rd. Couple more possessions of chewing up the clock like they did last time, and this sole possession of the championship is going to be theirs. Rao again for 8 more. He's building up some numbers.
He's a very consistent runner, and especially between the tackles. Weber, number 8 on the tackle. But yeah, he's good right between the tackles. I noticed Mercer came in motion, jammed on the brakes, and skidded about 3 feet.
This is Mass.
Number 42, Matt Mass, close to the 1st down. Brought down by number 86.
Mass would appear to have the 1st down across the 45, maybe to the 48. There go the 6. The Cougars holding on to possession here, chewing up time.
Number 52, Celestine, also a very active backer. And the reason I can pick him out is he's got one of the cleaner jerseys that's out there. Gabe Flores, 86, the corner on the left side, also in on that tackle. Ground control, baby. You're just going to chew up that clock and make it as short a game as you possibly can.
16 points is a bunch here this afternoon, it would appear. Here's Mercer. Mercer coughs it up, but I believe a Cougar slid on top of it, if indeed it already wasn't down, which I think is the call the official's going to make. He was already down.
Chris Koenig, from his center position, jumped on top of that sliding football, but it was already down. Oh man, hanging onto the ball. Boy, oh boy, I know that the coaches are emphasizing to their running backs. Grip it with 2 hands, tuck it in tight, make sure you hold on to it.
I think I was watching a few years back. The team used to come out in field conditions like this and just go ahead and dive in it before the game.
Yeah, and a nice slide all the way through.
Just dive in. I said, thank you very much. I can't see your numbers barely when they're clean, and now you're doing this to me. Sage Savage with the carry. He's close to a first down. Very close.
Ryan Nosler, 85 on the tackle, 6'1", 205-pound defensive lineman. Tackle. Watching Ryan as he lines up, sets up right over the center, and he's going to go to the strong side of the field. So everybody, Aptos, sets up, waits to see what the strength is, then adjusts their defense accordingly. So they want strength versus strength.
Sanders goes to his favorite position, good 15 yards away from the mud. Burst downfield, the handoff goes to Sage Savage. Savage burst forward. Now he has a first down for sure. There go the sticks. The Cougars coming down the field once again at the Aptos 38.
Drive started at their own 28-yard line. Number 4, Matt Dent, also a very active linebacker. One thing that Aptos has is a very active linebacking core. They flow to the ball very well. Their defensive front allows them to get in position to make these tackles. The bad part about it is in this turf, their reaction time is just a little bit slower because they've got to actually identify and get a good plant.
Goes Rao, here comes Mass. Mass.
The ball carrier.
5 more, and the Mariners cannot solve the mystery of the Cougars' ground attack. Kind of a weird deal, probably. You work on a lot of pass defense all week and come out here and the conditions dictate run.
I'll give credit to Doug Morris and the rest of his staff. They realized very early in the game, just by watching Robbie throw the ball, that this is not going to be one of their better days to pass. So they changed the philosophy, went to the ground attack, and they've got some good runners. Mass has gained 378 yards on the year.
Well, they've got the kind of line that can do it either way. Rao. Getting into the secondary pretty quick. Rao and Mercer, every time they get the ball, looks like they have just one man to beat.
Number 67, Sean DeCursey, who's one of the offensive linemen, 6'2", 260 pounds. The Aptos Mariners are calling a timeout. He's one of the reasons that they've got it there. Riley Park, who lines up in the right tackle, they get off quick. They're able to open up just a gap, and you see how fast Rao is getting through that hole. He just pops through, able to get in there. Number 2, Carlos Torres, who's back there at the safety position, man. He's center field. He doesn't get you, forget it. It's a home run, and he is gone. Let's go to Kirsten. She has somebody on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with 10-year-old Brandon Marshall, who's the ball boy. Brandon, tell us what your job's about.
All you have to do is just bring the ball back in.
Who's muddier, you or me?
Let me think. Me?
How'd you get this job?
Asking Coach Morris.
And do you have relatives on the field?
Yeah, my brother Billy Marshall, he's number 54.
All right, well, great job today. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Kirsten.
It's a family affair.
What I think is all these kids and all this television these days, they're all so articulate. You know, the kid just digs right in there. Oh yeah, they'll be on television. What the heck? I know how to do this. I can do this. I'm 10 years old. Sanders, top of the screen. Rao in motion. Mask or Mercer with the football. Every time he gets it, he looks like he's going to break it. The only thing that's stopping him is his own 2 feet and a heck of a lot of mud. First down, Cougars.
Merce is, I'm watching him, he's laughing. And you got to laugh at that one. Here he comes up the middle. You're never expecting number 22 to pop up the gut, and he does a nice job. 5'9", a whopping 146 pounds soaking wet. And he is soaking wet today. And he kicks it outside and just cannot get enough turf underneath his cleats.
Touchdown Cougars. Wow. No doubt about it. 11-yard run for the score. The Cougars now lead it by a score of 22-0.
To use the term of the racehorse industry, Rao is a mudder. He runs just fine in the mud. Thank you. Keeps the speed about him. Doesn't try to do anything spectacular. Just runs straight ahead. Keeps in balance, and evident that's his second touchdown of the afternoon.
1:06 left in the first quarter. The Cougars now leading by 22. We'll go for 2 more. Two more, and this molehill just became a mountain. The Cougars lead it 24-0 with little more than a quarter to go in the mud in San Lorenzo.
That drive was essentially the Tim Rao and offensive line show as they executed. There's Dave Bunton, head coach for the Watsonville Wildcats. He's out here scouting the Aptos Mariners. We had him on the screen a minute ago, because that's his next opponent next week, and the season ends next week, and then they get ready for CCS. But the TCI crew, we're headed for the pool. We're going to go get the SCCAL Water Polo Finals, both boys and girls. I probably can guess that Jim Booth will be in there swimming around with the microphone for us. And we'll also be doing volleyball. It'll be a full week of TCI Channel 3 sports.
So Smith set to kick it once again to the Mariners. Go get it. You got to go pick it up. The ball will not come to you. Here's a breakaway. Oh, a shoestring tackle by Nick Zarconi saves the touchdown.
I think that was Pete Sanzeri that finally decided to pick it up and blow right back up the middle. Great burst of speed. There is a yellow object on the field, however, which is generally indicating a penalty. And the Aptos Mariners are walking back, which indicates they probably did something wrong.
Nevertheless, an inspired play by Nick Zarconi, normally number 28, wearing number 21 this afternoon.
We have a block below the waist on the return team. It's 15-yard foul. It'll be first down.
Zarconi wearing the Dave Mays jersey. A story which filled many eyes here last year and will continue to do so for some time to come. And it's a lost member of their football team. His jersey has become symbolic of the Good Sportsmanship Award. And Nick Zarconi gets that honor this year for this game. And a heck of a game he's having. Good surge, good line surge, good for a few yard gain, but the Aptos Mariners with a 12 minutes and 51 seconds left in the game, i.e. a quarter plus. Got to fire things up a lot more than this if they're to get back in it, but it's awfully tough there. A running team does not like to fall behind early.
No, it's very difficult. You got to look for that big breakaway, and they haven't had that opportunity. In that surge that time, Ricardo Martinez, number 64, 5'10", 270-pounder. He lines up. He's the, find out where he goes down, left guard. He's a big lad, and he pulls. He's a very, very quick lineman.
Simpson keeps it. It's for the sideline. It's knocked out and across the sideline. Rao is over there. Where hasn't he been today?
The only place he hasn't been is into the washroom to get that uniform clean. He was there, number 33, Josh Crocker, over there to make that additional tackle. clouds are getting darker. Not that I care, folks, because I'm in a booth.
Well, it's 20 minutes of 4 Pacific Standard Time. With a second left in the third quarter here in San Lorenzo on a fine November miserable afternoon. But that's November.
November is football season. I always had trouble. I don't remember football starting in August when I was playing, but now it does. It seems like it starts in July sometimes. Here in the Valley, it's year-round. They are in conditioning all year round.
Sampson rolling. Quick toss. Sunzeri gets nailed by Chad Morris, but he's very close to the first down.
Nice rip by number 11 as he really laid the leather onto Sanzaris for the final play of that fourth quarter.
Of the third. The third quarter's come to an end. We'll come back with the fourth quarter with the score San Lorenzo 24 and Aptos nothing.
You're watching the Game of the Week on TCI Cablevision Channel 3 Sports, serving Santa Cruz County.
Spanky's Cafe in Ben Lomond invites you to experience a delicious home-cooked meal in a friendly small-town atmosphere. Try our commuter special takeout meal, just $2.25. You'll enjoy a ham, cheese, and egg breakfast sandwich hot off the grill with a savory cup of gourmet coffee. For lunch, enjoy a deli-style sandwich and garden salad. Relax in our fresh-air sun-deck patio. Both friendly service and great food makes Spanky's Cafe the place to eat. There's always good things cooking at Spanky's. Next to the BP station in Ben Lomond, we're Spanky's Cafe.
So these guys are my top prospects for future San Lorenzo Valley cheerleaders. Scholarships one and all. Totally inspiring performance by this quartet during the break.
They just realized what the red light meant.
We got you. All right, Aptos getting down to it now. Pretty much need to score on every possession to get back into it. Sunzeri can't get very far. I don't think he made it back to the line of scrimmage before he was hit and pummeled to the turf by Paulino Navarro, number 56 for the, well, I beg your pardon, that's the wrong team. Stick with it, Martin Nicholas, that's who it was, number 56. The other guy's on the other team. Hope he didn't tackle him.
Well, in this condition, he might have. He probably mistakes one color for the other when they're both really mud stained.
I just like his name. You don't want to call it out, so I'll be looking for you.
Paulino Navarro, that's a good one.
So 24-0 and 11 minutes left in the football game. For all appearances, at least, we've seen stranger things happen. The San Lorenzo Valley Cougars Looks like they're going to repeat as the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League champion. They've won quite a few of them now over the last 2 years. Simpson shows some wheels, speeds it on out and burns it off across, maybe close to the first down.
He might have got it. I noticed there was one very intelligent person on the far sideline, and that was the chain gang. He saw the group coming, he was gone. He dropped that thing and he was gone. Robbie Bumbakken, number 8, said hello to his opposite quarterback number. Jason Simpson, number 16. So now, Simp, you're formally in the game because you just hit the mud. The front part of you is indistinguishable, but the back part still has a lot of white on it, and I can still see the number 16.
Well, he was spinning on out there. He made a good run out of that.
He's a tough, tough quarterback. He's got a tough assignment because he's going to have to take it and go on some of those bootlegs to free it up for those 2 running backs. You notice we haven't called Stevens' name very often.
Stevens, Harrow, and Sunzaria, the backs, along with quarterback Simpson. This is Harrow.
Oh, that's a harrowing experience.
That was a harrowing experience. The Cougars are just crushing everybody all over the field. Bombaka at the top of the screen put a pancake on one of the Aptos Mariners, Ryan Vaughn. They were grappling in the mud. The triple hit on Harrow was a smasher, and I tell you, these guys are rooting around in the mud here. This is a rhinoceros show right now.
It's root hog or die, and you better bring your snorkel and your swim fins if you're going to play in this section of the field, as you said earlier, from about the 20-yard line in Aptos territory all the way up to, well, now they've extended it to probably the 45-yard line in San Lorenzo. Center of the field, it's just flat mud, baby.
Well, it's really too bad because the Cougars look like they're going to win the championship again. They'd get a good seeding, I think, in the CCS. And if it keeps on raining, they may not get a home game again. That happened to them last year, remember?
That was a problem last year, although the field was much, much worse. I have a feeling Coach Morris is going to come off this field today. Now, if I'm the athletic director, Lee Goldberg, I says, let's get off the field, then we'll have it rain, then we'll come back, and hopefully the drainage system will work and we'll still have some grass by the end of the day. But it's much better than last year, but you're right, they could lose a seed just because of the conditions.
Yeah, I think they should play those games at the school's field.
Oh, I agree. Either that or let's have it at Carl Connolly Stadium on the campus of Cabrillo. And by the way, Cabrillo's not doing too bad this year. They're headed down this weekend to take on the Lobos of Monterey. They've had a very successful season, too. A lot of our heroes from the TCI Game of the Week that we've seen for the last 2 years are out there slamming and banging.
So the Mariners are back at the line, still trailing by the 24 points, unable to mount much of an offense here this afternoon at all. Football's on the ground. Simpson picks it up and immediately he's squashed. And the Cougars are winning the Battle of Mud Hollow.
Look out, they're pumped up. Number 50, Tyler Baldwin, 6'2", 205-pound defensive lineman, came out, he fired both fists. He looked something more like Randy the Macho Man Savage in that wrestling federation or what. Somebody's going to tell me what it is because I don't know what it is. He was just pumping.
So now the Cougars with the football just into Mariner territory. Most of the second half has been played between the 30s with the exception of the one drive put on by the Cougars, which I might safely say is pretty much iced. Oh, Mercer with a head of steam. Mercy.
Ouch.
He got creamed over there on the right side, but he pops back up and said, no, didn't hurt at all. I'll be back.
Didn't hurt at all. Well, probably not because the ground is so soft it didn't bother him on the first. Good pop. Neither one of these.
He got hit straight up. He was running straight up and picking up a head of steam. He got popped. Nevertheless, a 4-yard gain. Second and a long 6. The Cougars have this one tucked, realizing 10 minutes left in the football game that's an awful lot of time, but not the way the game's been played. We see no indication that that a lot of scoring is possible out there in these conditions. Cougars have certainly worked on their 2-point play during this game.
They have it that successful 3 times. Rao punching it over once, twice. Mass getting it over 1 time. 24-0. I like how they reward the guy that got the touchdown. Rouse scores the first touchdown, he gets the handoff for the 2 points. Mass scores a touchdown, he gets a chance to get the 2 points. Rouse scores the third touchdown, he gets a handoff for the 2 points. So nice reward system.
Third down, 7 for the first. Heading for 9 minutes left. Gage Savage goes in motion. I think that's Mast with the carry. Mast has had a lot of work this afternoon. Is that Mast or was it Mercer? It was Mast.
It was Mast. Mercer was right there. Kind of a Mutt-Jeff combination between the two running backs. And what makes it very effective is they're either going in motion at the same time, one going one way. Obviously in American football, 2 running backs cannot be in motion at the same time, but they're in there. They do a lot of inside handoff fakes, sometimes executing it. Very, very talented running backs.
Well, here we go, another punt. This is, I think, the first one for the Cougars today, maybe the second. Jeremy Smith to boot it.
Hey, nice snap.
Good snap, nice and high. Easy to catch, good boot. Plops in the mud, gets a little bit of a roll, somewhat beneficial for the Cougars as it rolls inside the Mariners 15. The Mariners with a long, long uphill struggle here. 8:14 left, trailing 24-0.
I was really impressed by Smith's ability to stay calm back there as 2 Mariners were closing in hard to block that punt. Sometimes a young kicker may freeze for just that instant of a second and then just get not only the punt blocked, but his lunch handed to him, because as long as you make contact with the ball, your follow-through takes you into the kicker. Hey, kicker's hot. There's a clean white jersey out there, number 5, Austin Mills. You don't think he's easy to find.
Oh, that penetration. Somebody's head nearly got torn off as Simpson tries to find the new kid on the block, Austin Mills. And he may be the only name you hear the rest of the afternoon.
Well, one I'm going to go is the one that tried to decapitate a couple different people, and that's 56, Martin Nicholas, who did a nice leap, took the head off of one of the offensive linemen who will remain unknown because I couldn't read his number, and also just about got Jason Simpson.
I guess the fullback picked him up because he just about creamed the guy that was in front there. If he would have got at Simpson with that, he would have been neat. Sunzeri is wide right. Simpson rolling that way, looking, lofts it, caught by Sunzeri, who found himself just a minimum slot there. Open nevertheless. Really close to a first down. No, not where that spot is.
They're going to move them. Albers and...
Oh, it is a first down. Interesting.
Number 11, Chad Morris, came in and just waylaid Sunzeri.
Okay, they're going to put it down where I thought it was supposed to be, and I had looked, and it was sitting on the ground for some reason 3 yards behind there. Did you see that?
I saw that one. I
couldn't figure out what it was doing back there because it looked like the progress was right to exactly where that official has put it down. First down, Mariners. 7 minutes now. Looking, we're under 8, heading for 7. Oh, where's the football?
It's in the bottom of that pile.
And it's in the hands of the Cougars, too. San Lorenzo. Another turnover goes in their favor.
Check out number 51, Matt Dominguez. He is a mess. Actually, they're all a mess, and they're having a good time. He's right in front of our booth right now, going over. That's 51 Dominguez. If he had a shield on, he'd need windshield wipers just so he could figure out how to look out of that helmet.
A lot of people pay big money for mud baths like this.
Oh, man, Calistoga's got nothing on the
We ought to
valley.
open up a salon here tonight. We could probably sell this mud bath treatment all over the county. Oh, it's miserable up here in the high country this afternoon. Who's got it? Yeah, Mercer's got it. Mercer gets a couple.
David Steele, 28. I've called Steele's number a lot.
Made a lot of tackles, no question.
He's come up from his deep back position a lot and made some tackles. Those are very elusive running backs. And when you can tackle Mercer one-on-one in the open field, you're doing a great job.
Well, the Mariners can pretty much pull out the Watsonville game plan because this one's history with the Cougars leading it by a score of 24-0. 6:48 left. Cougars with the football deep in Mariner territory with this guy. Ralph continues to plow through the afternoon.
Oh man, I'd love to see the numbers for that young guy. He's doing a great job. 24, I think. Ryan Stevens, Pete Cinzeri, who also his number I'm guessing at, were the two combatants in on the tackle. But number 4, you look at 40. Yeah, you can still see his number. Not the front part, but the back part you can, which is all I worry about.
Both sides of the ball. He's been magnificent this afternoon. I think it's probably okay to go with this now and say that our player of the game will be Tim Rao. We hope we'll get a chance to speak with him.
Yes, definitely. We'll get an opportunity to speak with him. Our Whiting's Foods down at the Boardwalk, one of our sponsors. And not only do we give Tim Rao a player of the game, but Whiting's Foods also will supply coupons for a pizza feed down there at the Boardwalk for both of these teams, so they can go down and reminisce on the Mud Bowl. And right now, Lee Overbeck did not get his wish because it's raining out there.
So we can also, under these new circumstances, give the envelope of the gift from Whiting to the player that we think was pretty terrific from the other side.
For the other side, too. You got it.
We can probably go with who you were talking about a while ago.
I think David Steele would be an excellent choice because he's played a whale of a game.
Cougars continue to keep moving it down the field. They move the sticks once again. It's a first down. And maybe some of our personnel who are in charge of those awards can start to put that together. I know these kids are going to want to get off this field and get to the showers as soon as they can. I don't know if we'll do a player of the game down there if it's really miserable. I think we probably won't, but it's holding up well enough so far to do it. But maybe if we can have our people track down David Steele. He's number 28 of the Aptos Mariners right after the game, and give him the award from Whiting. And we'll try to get a hold of Tim Rao and speak to him either up in the booth or down in the field or whatever we can figure out. Bumbaka with some fancy shuffling.
Look at Rao.
And once again to the human plow, Tim Rao, who busts across the 5. The Cougars showing really superior forces here this afternoon, leading 24-0 and threatening to make it a 30-point spread over the team that was undefeated coming into this game.
You know, I've got to give credit. Riley Park, tackle, doing a great job. Chris Koenig doing a fantastic job. These are two guys on the front part. They're just keep on ripping and roaring. And DeCourcy, number 76, also up there.
Boom! The plow. Tim Rao. Touchdown. Cougars.
Now, do you do the back to your rewards benefit and give it to him?
Board for a game that was pretty much considered a toss-up, although slight edge Cougars maybe because of their recent history and because of playing at home. But remember, Aptos undefeated coming into this game.
Haven't lost a game, been playing very, very good football.
You have to respect undefeated. The tradition continues. Score the touchdown, get the shot at the 2. Now it's 32-0 with 3:57 left. And the Mariners just like to head for the bus, I'm sure.
Well, they came in here with, they had set sail figuring they were going to go for it. And they are very surprised on this one. The Cougars are actually beating the Mariners at their own game, the ground attack. They're just slamming it right up the middle with that big horse of a front wall that they've got.
When Kirsten talks, we listen.
I'm here with Brian Dahl, a former SLV star volleyball player from last year. Brian, what brings you out to the game today?
Not to see my school. I still represent SLV. Get to see all the kids out here, all my friends from they're still in high school.
Your best friend just scored a touchdown, correct?
Yeah, it's Tim Rao. He'll plan on playing volleyball this year.
And Tyler Baldwin is a setter for the SLV team, having a great game this game.
Yeah, nobody can stop him in the middle. He keeps beating it up through the hole.
What are you up to now, Brian?
Just going to Cabrillo, trying to start a guys volleyball team there.
Well, enjoy the rest of the game. You must be loving the store. Back to you guys.
Well, the Cougars will kick off once again. Jeremy Smith to rip it. Oh, brave catch. Oh, man, the up man is number 8 or number 9 or somewhere around that neighborhood. Kyle Weber, number 8. Nice catch. Brings it up the field a bit.
Low line drive bullet, and I think Kyle looked up and said, here it comes. I'm getting ready to throw a block, and then looked again and said, oh, Lord, that's got my number written all over. But did a nice job of hanging with it, showed good hand, and caught it. And probably the slickest thing out there short of another player. And hey, we got the white pants outfit out there now for San Lorenzo Valley. Look at all those nice white pants that are trying to figure out how to get dirty.
Look at these fans. That shows you what it's like in the stands, folks. Those guys are warm and comfy compared to what's going on in that field. Instant pass caught. Connection to Mike Flory. He gets about half of the first down. The Mariners decide to go to the air now, trailing by 32. Under 4 minutes left.
One of the new kids on the block, the White Pants crew, number 32, Nate Dickinson, was on the tackle of Flores. Poor Simpson. You really feel sorry for the quarterbacks in situations like that. They can't grip the ball like they normally would. What they have to do is delicate and almost push pass it down the field.
Simpson lobs it, caught by Harrow. Harrow bowls through one man, boom, hits another, pulled out of bounds. Football ends up in the mud. He's having fun anyway.
You have to enjoy football. Football, I think, was made to be played in the mud. And when we were kids, you waited for it to rain, then you went out and you found a field and you played football for hours. And you came home absolutely soaking wet and had a great amount of entertainment. That's what these guys are doing. Aptos is wishing they had a couple of crooked numbers on the board, though.
Yeah, it really is. It's entertaining. Harrow had a good time there. He's pretty frustrated, I can bet for sure. And he just had a good time plowing through a few guys.
He just ran over him.
Give it to him again. He's the leading rusher in the league. Yeah, no. Take that up. Simpson looking.
Duck.
Throws a wobbler. Oh, interference. Clearly, you can't face guard. You got to give him a chance to catch that wobbler. That's so good.
Oh, dear. That ball was underthrown. As you can see, that leave the hand of poor Jason Simpson. I actually wanted to get a gun out and see if I could hit it.
The interference was really inadvertent, but what can you do? You know?
You got to throw that flag out there.
Yeah, you got to throw
Pass interference on the defense is 15 yards from the previous spot and automatic first down.
Good call. All right, first down Mariners inside the 30. I don't know who turned around there. I think that was probably Mike Flores again. I'm not sure exactly who that was, but he was playing the ball, so it's a good call. The Mariners threatening here. Way too late with way little. Got a little pride at stake. It's on the ground. It's up. It's being rolled. Oh, boy, that thing must be really slippery. First down, Cougars going the other way. They turn it over, and the big man punches the air, and you can feel it moving way up here. Number 79, San Lorenzo. That is number, you don't even have them.
It says 79, and unfortunately, folks, I don't have a 79 on my playbook.
But I tell you what, when he moved that body through the air in exuberance, you could feel the rush up here.
That is dirty. Get in the mud and get dirty.
Number 62 is Josh Bison.
I've got
Josh Bison.
Did you get 73, White?
No.
Okay.
I got 77, Chris Bangirter.
And let me find number 20. Eric Anderson in the game, number 20 on the near side.
In the slot. Could get a catch here. Dugan at the helm. Very tricky guy. I think he kept it. First down. Well, the Cougars' second team moving with under 2 minutes left here in the football game.
We got some new. Isaac Dixon, number 7, in for the Mariners. He's brand new. Perrin Nichols, Neil Ralston also in for the Mariners, number 55.
Number 9, Charlie McMahon.
All right, so we get some wholesale changes.
It's some new guys out there getting their names called, maybe the first time on the TCI Channel 3 game of the week. It's just slide time out there now. It's fun.
Hit it and go for it.
Remember, our player of the game is Tim Brown, number 40 from San Lorenzo. And our chairman of the waiting gift for the pizza goes to David Steele, number 28 of the Aptos Mariners. Our two outstanding Whiting's players of the game this afternoon. Who's this guy? 36.
He got indoctrinated really quick.
James Agnoni.
Camperud, Jeff Camperud, number 77. One of those tacklers in there. And he had a nice white jersey when the play started. He doesn't now.
Mariners have got a few new guys out there too. Let's try and pick them up. Isaac Dixon, I think I heard you say him. Number 55 is Neil Ralston. Number 51 is Michael Schumeister. God, I think I had him on the other team for a while.
Mills is in the game right now.
Domingos is 51 for the Cougars. Mills?
Yep, number 5.
Dugan trying to keep it alive. Tucks it away. Eludes one tackler, eludes another, gets across first down. Little more. All the way down to the 33. This kid Dugan's got some moves and some speed.
I like him. Good quarterback. Throwing on a block, number 88. Gabe Vega, who's a running back, trying to get around the corner and block for his young quarterback. Did a good job. And the red-clad cheerleaders are having a blast down in front of us.